Hello, hello. It has been such a long time since I've gone live. So I'm going to check all the places, make sure that we are live streaming, that all is well. If you are here, drop a comment and let me know. Remember, I am going live using StreamYard, so you need to grant permission. Otherwise, I won't be able to see your name. Now, I have not been live legit in months, so I know what the way the algorithm works. Most of you would not have even gotten a message or an alert that I am going live. So there's not going to be a lot of people on here, but that's okay because I'm back at it. I have got content scheduled for you guys through September. I've got so much cool stuff that I'm super excited about. So I'm going to make sure that we are live. I'm going to test this out on my phone. And I see. Yes, I can hear it. Good. Oh, we do have a couple people on. Yay. I really was expecting there to be like 0 people on. So what I've learned is with Facebook, the more you go live, the better the algorithm favors you. So it's going to show more people my content. But because I literally haven't been live since like February, you guys aren't going to get as many people on here because not that many people would have been shown the alert that I'm going live. But this is good. This is good. We've got a couple of people on. So let's get into it. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Danae Wolf. I am a financial clarity coach, a profit strategist, and a virtual CFO. What all of that really means is that I help entrepreneurs increase their profits and decrease their stress. So I believe that knowledge is power, right? And when it comes to business, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. But you have to know if you're making money, right? Your numbers tell the story of your business. But the question is, are you reading the books? And normally, what I hear from entrepreneurs is either they don't have books, right? They don't have financial data, or they have them, but they don't understand them. So, either way, they're not reading it, they're not reading the data. So, I am really on a mission to make sure that I can help educate my fellow entrepreneurs to really understand the money side of their business, because I believe that financial clarity is really going to be how we create generational wealth, because what you learn about money, you'll teach your kids and so on and so forth. So that is the mission of this group. And you guys have been so wonderful. You filled my done for you services, my virtual CFO services got jam packed and we just got swamped. It's been such a blessing. And I really had to take some time off of this because I was slammed with our behind the scenes, but we've hired some really great team members and we are ready to dive back into this and start serving you guys. So I am back. So today we are going to be doing a live training talking all about how to do a mid-year money review. So that's the topic. I'm really, really passionate about this. And the first thing I want to do is let you guys know that I did create a free resource for you. So it's totally free. You can head over to thechiccfo.mykajabi.com/profit plan, and you'll be able to download this resource totally free. And it's really going to help you in conjunction with this training. So the first thing that I want you guys to know when it comes to doing a mid-year money review is that this is the sweet spot of the year. This is why I'm so passionate about mid-year money reviews, because we really have this unique opportunity with this sweet spot. So what happens is when we are midway through the year, we have a ton of data, right? We've got 6-7 months worth of data, which means that we have enough information right at our fingertips in order to make a projection of how 2021 is going to go for you. But here's why it's the sweet spot. All right, guys. If you don't like the projection, you still have enough time to turn things around. And that's why I get so lit up talking about mid-year money reviews. We've got that data to make a pretty accurate projection as to how you're going to finish the year if you keep doing what you're doing. But if we're not happy with that projection, we have plenty of time to turn it around so that you can still make 2021 your best year ever. So now I want to dive into some pretty specific steps of what you're going to do in order to conduct this mid-year money review. All right. So step one, first thing I need you to do is calculate your revenues. All right. So what's revenue? Well, revenue is all of the sales that you've generated in your business. So if you sell a service, this is anytime a client has paid you for a service. If you sell a product, it's anytime a client has paid you for a product. So this is all of the sales that your business has generated from either selling your services, your products, your coaching, whatever it is that you sell. That's what we want to count as our sales. And where I sometimes see entrepreneurs make mistake is they simply look at their bank statement and they tally up all of the deposits. Well, what could be a challenge there is maybe you put your own money into your business checking account, right? Maybe you got a loan, right? A lot of you might have gotten the EIDL or you might have gotten the PPP in this COVID chaos. We want to make sure that we are not counting that as sales. The other really common mistake that I see is people aren't calculating their gross sales. So if you use somebody such as, not somebody, but a payment processor such as Stripe, which I know is very popular with you guys, Stripe actually removes their fees before they give you the money. So maybe a client paid you $550 and maybe Stripe only deposited, say, $547 in your bank account. So your revenue wasn't $547. All right. Your revenue was actually $550. So, what I always suggest that you do in order to get the most accurate depiction of what your revenues actually were, I want you to log into your actual point of sale software. So, whether you use authorize.net or maybe you use Stripe or use Square, you can log in and generate a sales report. And go ahead and pull that for all of 2021. And let's see what your actual gross sales are. All right. So that's going to be step one. Step two is we need to calculate our expenses. So when we are looking at expenses, there's a couple of rules that I want you guys to be aware of. So remember when I said in step one, a payment processor such as Stripe would be depositing your money after they took their fees out. Well, when you log into Stripe and see your gross sales, you'll be able to see that you had 500 as an example, $550 in gross sales, and let's say $3 in Stripe fees. So you'd count those Stripe fees as expenses. Now, what you cannot count as an expense would be any principal payments you made to any loans. So let's say you have a loan and you made a payment of $1,500. When you look at the bank statement from that loan, they'll provide you some type of a statement each month. They're going to tell you what the principal was and what the interest was. When it comes to small business finance, only the interest is an expense. All right. So you don't want to count that principal in there. Also, if you are a sole proprietor or an LLC, we also cannot count anything you paid yourself. So any money that was paid to you as owner's draw, that is not going to be counted as a business expense. Now, for my S Corps out there, the money you paid yourself via payroll, that's going to go down as a business expense. But anything you guys pay yourself via draws are not going to be counted as expenses. All right. So by the time you get through step one and step two of this process, you should already know what your gross sales were and what all of your expenses were so far this year. The third thing I want you to do is to calculate any personal contributions that you might have made. So maybe your business was short with cash and you had to take money from your personal checking account and put it into the business. Let's tally that up and make sure we have an accurate snapshot of that. Again, we want to make sure that the only money counting as income is your actual revenue. So we want to sort of think of it all in separate buckets, right? We're going to put any personal contributions into its own bucket because we want to make sure we're not confusing the $500 that you put into your business as $500 of revenue because they're two very different things. In step 4, what I'm going to have you do is calculate your pay so far this year. Now, if you are an S Corp, you're of course going to have gotten paid in 2 ways. We're going to have our regular payroll. You'll be able to put that in step 2 in your business expenses. So that's already going to be accounted for. So when I say in step 4 to calculate your pay, I am talking about you as the business owner taking draws. Now, I don't love the method of paying for personal expenses out of your bank account. I don't believe you should ever commingle funds, but I know it happens. So if you're in a situation where you say, oh, well, I didn't pay myself anything. I never took any transfers to my personal account. I never wrote myself a check. Well, were you in a situation where maybe you were swiping your business debit card at the grocery store or swiping it at the nail salon, right? Many petties are not business expenses. So make sure that you calculate your total compensation, right? So whether it was a draw, which would simply be a transfer you put into your personal bank account, or whether it was you swiping your business debit card for something personal, or maybe you using your business checking account to pay a bill that was personal or pay a personal credit card. We want to get a total list of everything that your business compensated you with. Then in step 5, right, you now have your revenue. So we're going to take our revenue minus our expenses, and that's how we're going to get our profit. Multiply that by 2, and you now know what your projected profit is for 2021. So let's say you go through the scenario and you see that from January to June, you ended up with about $25,000 in profit. We're going to multiply that by 2. And we are going to say that you are projected for 2021 to make $50,000 in profit in your business. Now, here is the crucial step. All right. All these other steps are a little bit tedious. And like I said, the free download, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen for you guys again. Okay. You're going to go to the chicCFO.mykajabi.com/profit plan. And if you're listening to this over on the Profit Factor podcast, you will be able to access this link in the show notes. But if you download this free resource, it's going to help you walk through the 5 steps that I outlined. But once you do that, you are going to know what your projected profit is for 2021. Now, I want you to compare that to your goals. What are the goals that you set for yourself for 2021? And if you're like, oh, I didn't set goals, that's okay. It happens to the best of us. If you didn't set goals, then just simply look at the numbers and say, hey, am I happy with this? Am I okay with how much money my business is on track to make, right? Because we know, as I said in the beginning, we've gone far enough through this year that we know this is a pretty accurate projection, right? I mean, we've got 6 months worth of data. So we know that this is really what we're pacing to do. So now here's the hard part, right? You have to really ask yourself, okay, how much have I been working in my business this year, right? Does that compensation, all right, is this projected profit that I'm going to make this year, does it sit well with you? I mean, ask, are you happy? Is this okay? Do you feel that you are getting what you deserve out of your business. And if you don't, right? If you feel this is not okay, right? You basically in this exercise, you have determined the route in which this crazy train we call entrepreneurship is going, right? This is where it's going. This is where you are slated to end up. Do you need to reroute the track? That's what you need to know. And that's why this is such an amazing time of year, right? Because guess what? If you run this scenario and you're like, yes, I am on track to slay it this year, then that's literally, sorry, I'm having like an allergy attack. Then that is literally amazing, right? Guys, whoo. Then that is literally amazing. And you know that you need to keep doing what you are doing this year. Wow, my voice literally just went like, whoo, hope I didn't catch the vid. Just kidding. So you know that you're on track to slay it. But let's say that you run this scenario and you're like, oh my God, like where this train is going is not working for me, right? If you run those numbers and that's what you discover, we got to back this train up. We've got to fix the tracks and we've got to sort it out. But here is what I really, really, really need you guys to know. If you literally take anything out of this live training, I need you to know that it is not too late. All right. It's not too late. We have got plenty of time to turn this around. And it's one of those things where I think we hear it a lot with diets, right? We're kind of like, oh, I'll start my diet on Monday, right? That's kind of our thing. Like everything is going to start on Monday. And I find with this time of year, people are like, oh, well, I'm getting ready for next year. I'm setting my goals for next year. Next year is going to be my year. Girl, you are in this year, okay? Be present in the moment. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, all right? We've got time. We can fix this. We can literally change the trajectory of your business financials for 2021. And I really want you guys to know that, because the same way that we can really wreak havoc on a business in 6 months, we can actually really fix it in 6 months as well. So the time is now to do this, and keep me informed. All right. Drop it in the comments. Let me know, how are these reviews going for you? Is the free resource, is the profit plan helping you, right? Let me know about that, because if you have any tips for improvements on it, we can definitely fix that. But I think it's going to be a great guide that is going to help you guys do this mid-year money review. I try to keep, it's only 5 steps you guys have seen, right? I try to keep it simple because I believe that when something is simple, you'll actually follow through with it. And it's so incredibly important that you guys follow through with this, because I want to make sure that this year doesn't just kind of fly by, right? I mean, what do we always see? January, gyms are packed. Everybody's got, you know, their New Year's resolutions. No, don't wait till January. Okay. Do this now. Now is the time. So I'm so excited for you guys to dive into this. And I hope, all right, I hope, fingers crossed, that most of you guys run this scenario and you say, you know what? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I like the direction I'm headed in. But if you don't like where your train is going, back that shit up, because you've got 6 months. Okay. So much time. So much time. Now I'm going to take a look. We've got some comments and I just want to see if any of them are questions. Nope. They're just all hellos. Hi. Hi. Yes, it has been a while, which you can clearly tell from the fact that my voice completely went out, because I guess I don't normally talk this much. My husband would probably disagree, but clearly my voice went AWOL on me there for a couple minutes. But super excited to be back. Like I said, I have got some amazing content booked out for you guys over the next 2 months. We've got everything scheduled and ready all the way through the end of September. We'll start tackling October next week. So, really excited to be back with you guys. And let me know what you think about this mid-year money review. And I want to know, okay, if you don't love the way you're headed, you don't need to share it with us. But if you do, we might have some tips for you to help you turn it around. But if you are someone who is like, woohoo, I love where I'm heading, this is my year, let us know. Okay, we all want to celebrate you. This community that I'm building here is for like-minded individuals, right? We are all entrepreneurs looking to scale to the next level, and we can all do that together. So it's great to be back. Sorry about the little voice mishap. Maybe next time I'll have like hot water and lemon. But I hope that this mid-year money review shows you that you are headed down the right path for 2021. And if it doesn't, I hope I've conveyed that you really can turn it around, and I hope you have the confidence to do so. I will talk to you guys soon.